Pay attention. Creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Yeah, Poopy Square. The Playable Characters Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Playable Characters Podcast.
Playable characters.
PCP.
Characters.
Yes, I'm Brian McGinnis. Welcome. Next to me is Alit Patel.
You're supposed to say to your right or to your left?
To my left.
Yeah, I'm to his
To
left.
your other left.
People need to
the
know.
Right, I'm to the right of Calvin Cato.
People need to
This
picture in
is
their
Alit
minds
Patel. Yeah.
how we're sitting.
And to my left, and to Brian's double right is.
I got two rights.
It's Calvin Cato.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, I missed you guys last week.
I know you weren't here.
We had a great
Yeah.
episode. I mean, the craziest thing happened, but you'll hear it.
We
don't have to rehash it.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you guys heard it, it's all we had the Game Genie
Yeah.
in studio. It
The
was,
literal Game Genie was
Whoa!
incredible.
Did you give him his freedom?
we did.
Yeah, we ended up giving his
Yay!
freedom.
He has not left us alone
Yeah.
since. Maybe,
But now he doesn't have a lot of friends, so he's been hanging
Yeah.
around.
We
with
Oh,
told
us
him-
a lot.
that's
Yeah.
why there's so much White Castle on the table.
yes, he keeps
Yeah.
giving me free White Castle, which is
He tries to
awesome.
buy your friendship, which is kind of annoying. You're like, okay, like let's just be friends.
We
but
kind of regret giving him his freedom, I think.
I don't regret it. I think
No?
it's-
All right.
Well, I ended up with Colossus powers. I can like
That's true.
I can like ching 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 ching.
It's quite ridiculous. He's still doing the...
Punch me! Punch me!
No. Not gonna do it.
I can't hold it for very long.
I'll
It's like,
really get into character
it's
on
like,
this
oh, yeah.
podcast. Yeah. on
I
this
don't know what you're talking about getting into
I'm
character.
On this
literally sweating right
audio
now.
file.
I am sweating from the exertion of shaking up my body.
All right. Let's just dive right in, guys, because I think this is going
This is a special.
This is going to go down as like an all-time.
Yes.
What a unique...
Well, let's do our plugs first, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. Hold on, character. Thanks to all the new fans we've been getting. It's been really cool with the feedback you've been giving us. We love it. We do read it. We see it all the time. At Playable Podcast on Twitter, playablepodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. Instagram, Playable Podcast. We're on Facebook, Playable Characters Podcast. So check us out, all those things.
Yeah.
And join the groups and
Give us an iTunes rating, like
Yeah.
a 5 stars. Only,
Rate us
please.
highly.
If
Follow us on
it's-
Instagram.
If it's a 4, then just email us. Tell us why it's a 4 and not a 5, and
four.
we'll work on
I'd be
it.
okay with a 4. It's
Okay,
fine.
what? No.
Some douchebag gave us a 1 with no rating, with no review.
Yeah,
so
who is this
whatever.
one person? Come on.
yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
right.
that person. That person sucks.
Yeah, it's probably like my mom.
But I'd like at least a thesis. Like 250 words. Like an OkCupid profile of
At
why you didn't
least.
like it.
Right,
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So there's the plugs. You guys know where to find us. So let's get into it. This character, a unique but kind of mysterious in a way kind of character, I think. It's from the Mushroom Kingdom,
Yes.
we can say.
Yeah.
It's,
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Super
One
Mario
of my
3.
favorite games.
One
I
of the
love
best
that
games of
game.
all time.
Oh,
Yeah.
seriously.
But here's the thing. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. We're talking to the Tanooki Suit
Yes.
today. Tanooki Suit, how are you?
Hi, Tanooki.
Hello,
Suit.
Tanuki.
I'm so great. How are you guys? Thank
So
you so
good.
much for having me.
This is incredible.
Should we call you Tanooki Suit? Tanooki?
Or TS for short.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm comfortable with Tanooki.
Okay.
Tanuki Suit is my full name.
That's
That's
your
my
name.
given name. But yeah, Tanuki. Some people call me T.
Okay.
T-Suits?
Yes.
Tanooks?
Okay,
T.
T.
Tanooks. Yeah.
People go
Nookie?
Nukes.
People say
Nukes
Nookie?
sometimes. That's fine. Yeah.
No, but that kind of is like like the Fred Durst song.
We
What
did
is
all
Oh,
for the Tanooki.
Tanooki.
Yeah.
The Nookie kind of thing.
Here's the
Although
thing.
that would be a good remix. Have you ever thought about getting into a rap career and doing that? Like,
You
put it
know
all up
what?
For the
Well,
Tanuki.
I mean, I don't wanna skip ahead too far, but
If you have to plug something
Oh, yeah,
later,
yeah,
you
sorry.
can talk about
yeah,
that later.
That'll be
we'll
exciting.
get into it.
Oh,
No,
wait, I can't
I
wait.
dabbled. That's why
Really?
I'm just really excited to sort of have this platform to
Yeah.
let my fans know about the real Tanooki Suit and sort of a lot of intricacies of my life that Super Mario fans don't necessarily know about because, as a lot of you probably know, I'm a pretty private.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, people don't know
Tanuki
much
suit.
about you.
Because people think it's just it's
Yeah.
not the raccoon suit that you get in the
No.
first level.
Yeah.
It's not. This is you get it in like level world 5, I
And,
think.
and that's
Five.
It's hidden, and you have to. Not many people get it because people usually warp over the
People warp
level.
past
Yes.
it.
But you're just sitting there waiting for that person who's
Yeah.
playing through the whole game like a schmuck to eventually find you.
A
I
schmuck
wouldn't
or
refer to
somebody
them
who's
that way.
dedicated.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't refer them that-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up because that's been sort of a real, I guess, something that's shaped me as a person. The
Would you think of
raccoon
yourself as a
suit
person?
is my brother. Well, it's interesting you bring that up, Al, because let me hit on a lot of things here.
Go for it.
First of all, Raccoon Suit is my brother.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
And so it's been sort of a struggle in my life to live as my own person and be recognized as my
Yeah.
own person because most people don't realize that the Tanooki Suit and the raccoon suit are two separate entities.
So you're like the
Wouldn't you say?
Luigi of suits.
Ooh.
I would say you're the Mario suits because you're way better.
It's way
well,
better.
thank
It is way
you.
better.
Right.
It's just rarer, but it's way better.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
more rare. A lot of people don't realize that I identify as a woman. I'm a woman. A lot of people, like, as to your point, then Olip, don't realize that the Tanooki suit. And as you know, I'm here. I'm speaking.
Yeah.
I'm breathing. I'm an animal. I'm a creature.
Yeah.
In and of myself. A lot of people think that the Tanooki suit is just a piece of cloth, perhaps. Seamstery,
Yeah.
if you will.
That Mario just jumps
That's what
inside.
Mario jumps
Yeah.
inside, but
Yeah.
that is not true. We are creatures. There's many of us.
Really?
And actually, I am not, I'm going to blow your minds a little bit, the only Tanooki suit to have acted as Tanooki Suit in the Mario.
Oh, it's like a Full House situation.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Olsen twins. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
There were two of us.
I'm telling you,
Wow.
we get the most breaking news here on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Can I?
What's
okay.
the other Tanooki suit's name?
Babuki suit.
Babuki.
Suit.
My cousin Babuki.
Why not? I guess.
That
so
makes
do you
sense.
go by like T and B?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't always get along, and it's actually interesting. I didn't even realize I had a cousin until, this is insane, we showed up the first day that we were shooting.
Awkward.
And that's what we call it in video, you know, because that's a way that I feel
like
like
a movie.
humans contextualize it.
Yes.
Exactly. It's a little
Yeah.
bit different than that. We don't have to get into the nuance of it, but
Let's
I
get
didn't
into it.
realize that. I didn't realize that Babuki, that I had a cousin
Yeah.
until I was like, shit, this
You look just like
creature
me.
looks just
Yeah.
fucking like me.
This is like
Sorry,
sister,
can I say the F
sister.
word? I
Go
get
for it.
very,
Yeah, please.
I get very emotional, but and then suddenly here it was. All this time, I had not only Raccoon Suit, my brother, and then I had Babuki, my cousin.
So Nintendo or Mario hired both of you guys?
Correct.
Yes.
And then it was sort of a situation where, you know, we could have days off, vacation time as need be. But yeah, we are a rarity in the world, but we're a breed in and of ourselves.
Here's my question.
The suit.
I
suit
thought,
family.
so you're a suit, you have your own,
Correct.
Your sentience. I thought that what Mario was doing was like killing a Tanooki and then taking its skin. So I was kind of horrified. Like he's killing a frog, taking its skin. He's killing a
Right.
raccoon, taking its
Do you
skin.
know the
No,
frog?
do you feel better than now?
I feel much better that you are not a dead skin.
Yeah.
The frog actually is it's like Industrial Lights and Magic.
Really?
The
That's
frog
not a
is
It's not a real suit.
hologram. Mhm.
Okay.
What about the Hammer Brothers suit?
The Hammer Brothers suit, actually, yes, that is one gentleman lives his life. He is just the suit and the hammers,
Wow.
without Mario in him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like an umpire's uniform with
Yep.
a bunch of hammers.
Yeah.
No,
That's what it looks
that's
like.
also
Yeah.
another breed of
Another super rare costume in that game, by the way.
Yeah,
the
another
Hammer
one.
Brothers suit
Awesome, but
breed.
it's rare.
Yeah.
That was Clyde. His name was Clyde.
Clyde the Hammer Bro.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did
What's
you
the
and Clyde
rack-
get along?
Clyde and I, if you want to really get into it, I told him I wouldn't talk about this, but I mean, fuck it. I don't even know if he's still alive, so what's he really going to do?
Whoa,
Let's
what
do it.
happened?
But no, we dated briefly.
Oh.
But what's interesting, so briefly, Clyde and we did have an affair, but we had to keep it, you know,
Hush.
quiet on the set because that was very controversial. The people didn't want the other video game characters and species dating.
Yeah.
And you know, some people who don't understand sort of interspecies dating can be very also uncomfortable with it.
Sure.
But I actually date not only other creatures, video game creatures, also sometimes can be sexually attracted to animals, animals that you would see in your everyday world.
So you're out there.
I'm out there, and
out there
some
trying.
humans. I have actually.
We had a cat on recently who was a chef.
Yeah.
And she had a similar thing.
interesting.
She was attracted to a raccoon who was disabled.
That's right.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like a similar situation.
And I also
Is he
want to
single?
know because I feel like this happens a lot in the Mario Kingdom. Because I remember Pauline was dating Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with her or.
I'm not as familiar with the video games that I didn't participate in, but yes,
So you just know one game ever.
I just know mostly, you know,
I think when you're working a lot, you kind of get tunnel vision,
Well, she-
right?
I
it's
mean-
hard.
Yeah.
You don't want to. It's hard to sort of like enjoy and take in the other arts of which you're a part of in a way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's hard to enjoy it.
I mean, this question was going to get asked eventually, but let me just ask it right now. So I know you can transform into a statue. I'm not sure if that's the right terminology.
Yeah, we got to get into that.
But is it like a what is your real? Is it like a what is your real self? What do you feel is your real self?
That's
like
a
the
great
Tanooki
question.
self or the statue self?
No, so that's a great question. A question that I get asked a lot, and I'd love to have the opportunity to clarify. So the suit, as you would know, my form as the raccoon-looking suit that Mario shoves himself into, that is my most normal form. And then the statue is sort of like, this is going to be. It's the only way I've ever figured out how to contextualize it amongst like human terms and ideas. And it's very vulgar. I apologize in advance, it's sort of like when you human males get an erection. That's just sort of, it's sort of like but it's not tied to being correct. It's not tied to like my being aroused.
Does Mario have to get an erection for you to turn into stone or you have to get an erection?
No, I have to, but it's not the same feeling as an erection. It's not pleasurable for me.
Okay.
But it's sort of like you have to train yourself. It's almost like,
So it's more like blue balls.
It's sort of like,
it's like morning. It's like morning
It's sort
wood.
of like blue ball. It's sort of like, it's just a temporary state, I guess. It's a temporary state that is brought on, can be, I'm so sorry, Lance Bass is here listening to the podcast too, saying some girl's name.
That's all right.
Wait, so
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So,
Tanooks.
So this is a non-sexual erection.
Correct.
Is basically.
So it's a non-sexual erection, but it's just the only way I feel like it's the best analogy because it's a temporary state that's brought on sometimes involuntarily.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Or sometimes I have to, similar to, I apologize for
How
the
does
vulgarity
Mario
if my
get
mom's
you-
listening. If you would sort of coax yourself to
Right.
be
Yeah,
aroused,
yeah,
perhaps it would be similar. But for the suits, it's a mental
Okay,
thing.
so you don't have to do anything physical to like
Correct. You
like
have
stone
to,
yourself up.
Correct.
Okay.
You just have to harness your ability to mentally, and it's a learned thing. It's sort of like riding a bicycle. You're
Right.
not just born understanding how to transform into a statue.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
it's very
Yes.
different than your regular form. So I was wondering, like, the whole thing with the staff. Like, what is it? Is it modeled after something, or is it
Yeah,
just
you're holding like a spear or something. You turn to a statue or like a staff.
That was actually to keep me safe from. I asked for that because Mario. I guess I'm exposing a lot of people that I still consider him, a colleague. I respect him and what he does.
He's done a lot.
He though, he's a drunk. And he's he can get violent. And so I actually asked once I knew I'd be working with him. There was a couple of incidents, and I said, "Can I please incorporate this staff into?"
But isn't he inside you
suit?
when you turn to stone?
Correct. So I have
Yeah, I mean, she's just ready just in case,
Right.
I guess.
right, and
You poke
it's
yourself.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've stabbed myself a few times. Yeah,
It's like,
I'm
hey,
not
Mario, calm down, and you like stab yourself
Yeah.
with.
You know what?
It's tricky because I do sometimes end up stabbing myself.
Yeah,
Right.
You got to do what you got
But
to do.
it's fine because
I'm
you're a
sorry, I'm
statue.
getting a little bit emotional.
It's
It's okay. It's okay.
I mean,
it's
that's
a
what
safe
traumatic-
space. It's a safe space. We're very.
We don't have to talk
It was
about
a
that.
weird time, and it's how I made my mark. I still live off the residuals from my time as the
that's good.
the suit
Right, but these are the
in,
stories we don't
but-
hear.
Yeah.
I know. This
was-
podcast is turning like Making a Murderer, both Mario as the main suspect. Like we got a lot of dirt on Mario the
Yeah.
past couple
We
months.
have, yeah. We
It's
talked to his older
interesting.
brother, Anthony.
I mean,
Mario.
Bowser had-
Anthony, Pauline, and Bowser.
Yeah, a lot
What is
of-
your relationship with Bowser, by the way? Because I know technically you're supposed to be, a weapon of justice against him.
Correct. I know. Well, Bowser is actually, he gets a bad rap. And he was sort of, as the video games being a sort of a stage world, he in that particular world was cast as a villain simply because Mario kind of was jealous of him and
Right.
his former relationship with the princess.
Do you think that he actually kidnapped the princess? Because he said he didn't. Do you think maybe he had a real relationship with the princess and Mario
No,
was
he
sort of
d-
being controlling and
Yes.
give me back my woman kind of thing?
That is in actuality what was happening.
I mean,
Wow.
this is
Bowser
blowing
and
me
the
away.
Princess were in love.
All this dirt
This is
we got.
amazing.
And
It
then
is.
Mario had the ear of the producer of Mario. I mean, it's his world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's like I guess he has so much power as the star. He's like a Mel Gibson type figure who's just really a monster. But
And Bowser said he considers them his games anyway,
Yeah.
not Mario games.
Yeah.
So that's why I think a lot of people kind of see it
He
that way.
really
in
is
that
the
world.
mastermind. Exactly. Like he's really the brains behind the operation. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Princess, she's cool. You said, yeah. Have you had her on?
Yeah, Paulina.
No.
Not,
Yeah,
not,
Paulina,
not
yeah,
Peach.
shout
though.
out not the
Peach,
princess.
yeah.
Pauline
Yeah.
from- yeah.
Peach's agent hasn't
Okay.
gotten back to us yet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's a cool chick. I hear she's still getting a lot of like birthday party work.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
mhm.
She's
Yeah,
she does
doing
throw a
pretty
lot
well.
of parties. Yeah.
She shows
Yeah.
up in little kids' birthday parties.
Exactly.
And some adult men, I would imagine. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, but she does her own Mario parties. Several.
Oh, that's right. That
Yeah.
as well. Okay. I
least
think
eight.
like she just people
Oh.
hire her to show up his birthday at the birthday party.
One of the things
Also
with our
that's-
show is that we're very we don't ask soft questions, as you can tell. So a
I
lot of the
respect
bigger
your
stars
podcast.
like Mario, and Peach, their agents tell them don't come on that show.
Yeah.
This is not the time.
You're like the Howard Stern of the video game.
Yeah,
world.
we're kind of like somewhere between
Exactly.
Howard Stern and what was that with Maury Povich kind of thing.
Literally Maury Povich.
Yeah. We're sort of like we're trying to expose the secrets. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But not in a
Oh,
bad
it's
way. We
like
just
a
want to know what's
Lester
going on.
Holt of sorts.
Yeah.
We just want to know what's going. Not in a bad way. We just want to know. We
Yeah.
just want to get this news out there. People want to know.
I appreciate it.
So I have to ask because again, like I said, you were so prominent in Super Mario Brothers 3, and then I feel like then World came around, they just replaced you with the feather. How did you feel about that?
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm getting the chance to speak on that because it is a misconception that I was sort of let go. But that was my choice. I really felt like I wanted to experience more things in the human world. At that time, I had fallen in love with a human. You might know, I don't often open up this much because I want to respect other people's privacy, but I was involved with Jeff Goldblum briefly.
Oh,
Wow,
Yes.
really?
Why
was-
him of all people?
this
Wow.
is, Jurassic Park was really big at the time, right?
Yeah, and I think, we met at a party. We met at a Hollywood party, and just at that time, I hadn't dated a human before. I'd always been intrigued by the idea. He had not dated
He's probably
a
dated
non-human
something other
creature.
than it. Really? I figured he would have.
At that time, he hadn't, but after me, he did. Yeah, he got a little bit of the taste for it. We parted very amicably.
What do people think going to a party, Hollywood party, and all of a sudden they see a Tanooki suit walking around? What are they thinking?
Well, so great question.
Thanks.
When I go out in public, I actually don't, because it would be a little bit off-putting and has been off-putting.
Just
I've
walking around.
found, yes.
Because
it
you
almost
kinda-
seems like an out-of-body. It seems like, why
Right.
is this haunted
Suit.
raccoon
Right, because you don't
skin?
have like
People don't have a way to contextualize
There's nothing
it. They don't-
inside
they don't
you,
know.
physically,
Which,
but
this is a quick
Correct.
follow
They
up.
don't understand.
I'm confused as to how you're talking because I remember it was just 2 eyes in the game.
Well, so,
Right.
I mean,
Well-
I can.
I mean, I hear you obviously.
You hear me? Well, right. And that, so usually this time I did come just as the hollow suit figure.
Yeah.
Because I knew that you guys
just wanted to keep it
are
real.
familiar. Exactly.
Yeah.
I wanted to be my truest self and that you guys wouldn't be put off. But yeah, when I go in public, I usually will do a variety of different things. Sometimes I will even ask a human friend of mine to wear me, so to speak.
Oh.
Are you a one size fits all?
I can stretch and I can to a certain extent, I'm sort of, I'd say like a 4 to 8.
Like,
And,
like Chris Farley, you wouldn't
Yeah,
let
I'm like a
Chris Farley
medium.
wear you. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
You don't
I'm
do
like
a
a
fat
medium,
guy
so a
in
few
a
different
Tanooki
sizes.
suit.
Yeah, I can't stretch. I mean, I'm not a fucking miracle worker.
Right.
I can't stretch to that length. But yeah, sometimes I'll ask a human friend if they can sort of, be the vessel for me. Sometimes, although this can go either way, sometimes I'll actually do, I have a closet full of, just like you guys have closets full of clothes, I have closets full of like mannequin.
Oh,
I
I was
thought
going to
you were
say,
gonna-
that makes
I
sense.
thought she was going to say
Uh-huh.
like just dead
Yeah.
bodies or real humans.
No,
just,
well,
okay.
that some, I won't say that none of the suits have dabbled in that, but
Can
as
you
you
do like
can
a
imagine,
weekend
it
at
doesn't go
Bernie's
over
kind
that
of
well.
thing? If you put yourself onto
I
a dead body
could,
and animate them?
and some have. I don't personally feel morally, it makes me uncomfortable because I
Yeah.
feel like that corpse didn't consent.
Right, that's a good point.
But she could.
But
So there's
but
a
I
whole
could-
issue of consent. Like if someone's going to put you on, or
yeah,
you're
I
going to
can't
go on to
just,
somebody.
I can't just wrap myself around somebody.
I mean, you could. You could.
I
but you
could,
don't because
but
of-
not.
As long as they're a
It
4 to
would
an
be
8.
morally.
As long as they're medium.
Yes, exactly.
She could do
Medium
it.
size.
Can Jeff
Corpse
Goldblum
or-
fit in you?
He's tall.
He is tall.
That came out way dirtier than expected.
We've tried. Well, yeah, I'm surprised you guys haven't asked how I have
Oh, it's coming.
intercourse with-
It's-
Yeah.
Well, you know
Well,
what?
I mean, I was. Very
How did you and
curious.
Jeff Goldblum do it? Let's just get to the question people want to know.
So right. Well, I mean, basically, it's not that overly complicated. I mean, I do have a backdoor entrance
Right. Yes.
under the tail.
Just lifts the tail up.
I thought he would wear you, and then stuff would happen inside.
Yeah.
No, well, because I'll
Do you remember?
think about how silly that is. Because then it would be as
you know what I think of?
if Mario and I were having sex all the time,
That's
and that's clearly not what happened.
Did it ever happen?
didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Mario and I never did, but that was part of the problem. That one time he got really drunk,
Yeah.
and that's how the spear came
I
into
gotcha.
play.
You know. I think of when people are inside you like that. When remember?
do they-
Hold on. Remember Beastmaster?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Those demons at the end, they would like wrap you up and they would like shake, and then you'd be a pile of bones. That's what I mean. I know you don't do that, but I'm thinking
I could.
you really
You could.
You could just
Yeah,
vaporize
suits-
people into a
not vaporize, but suits. We do have
Like
very
Hug them.
defense mechanism type of maybe.
superhuman strength. Like we have incredible strength that people don't know. That's what. But we're extremely gentle by nature. Most
Look
of
at you, you're a
us.
giant raccoon type. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you look gentle.
I think we look pretty gentle, right?
Yeah.
Would you guys come up and talk to me if you saw me walking down
Adorable.
the street?
I mean, I would
Totally.
definitely. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
great. I mean, the
Yeah,
fur's so
thank you.
cute. I like
But
it.
I probably wouldn't
you so
bother
much.
you because you're kind of like a celebrity, so I don't usually
Right,
if
right.
if I see like somebody I know from TV in New York, I don't like say, hey, what's going on? Like I saw Louis C.K., I didn't bother him.
I don't
Sure.
mind. Man.
But I would
Yeah.
so if I saw you, I would be like, she's probably trying to get
Right.
breakfast or something, like.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I mean, truth be told, you probably wouldn't see me because I wear hats and things and sunglasses.
So you wear clothing on top of. So you are.
You're probably still.
So let's say you have the mannequin you're on top of the mannequin.
Yep.
And then you have other clothing on top again.
Sometimes only when, because obviously I don't need to because we don't have the same privacy concerns.
Right.
We can let it all hang
Right,
out.
right.
The humans.
You have internal-
You have your social
have
constructs.
internal
that you develop
genitals?
to where you have to hide certain parts of
Like
you.
on the inside?
No, well, it's under
Oh,
the
that's
tail.
it, right, under
I
the
only
tail.
have an entry point.
Right. Okay.
She's pointing just so you don't
Yeah.
just in case.
Underneath the tail.
For
Thank
the
you.
podcast.
I only have an entry point. I don't have another external organ.
Can
the way you
suits
do.
wear each other?
Oh, now we're
That's a
getting
good
into it.
question.
Suits cannot wear each other unless one of them, it's only a way to, if one suit is sick, another suit can, let's say I was very ill, okay? And let's say I had a good relationship with my cousin Babuki,
Yeah.
which I do not.
Right.
Well, I have to
If
question about that.
Babuki, if you're listening,
She knows what she did.
Yeah, I mean she's doesn't
Is
want to talk
that
about it.
but Boogie also a female?
I was
didn't
going to
know.
say
No, he's a guy.
It's a guy.
Bookie's a
I
male.
didn't want bad karma, though. I almost was going to say I wish Babuki was dead. I hope you're not dead,
Whoa.
Babuki, but I hope you're maybe maimed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
Just
Mars.
sorry, as a
Maybe
quick-
Mars
let's
inside
say-
him.
Yeah.
Let's maybe. Yeah. Well, I mean, that would be
Ruining his life,
worst
yeah.
punishment right there.
Yeah.
Let's say I was very ill, and then, or I'm sorry. Let's say Babuki was very ill.
Mm-hmm.
I could let Babuki wear me, and then the energy would be transferred.
It's like magic.
Oh, you guys can-
You know,
Oh,
but
that's
then
kinda cool.
I would perish.
Oh.
Oh,
Which would be exactly.
you're
That's
really
why.
good
That's
friends.
why nobody.
one
Yes,
does
you
it.
wouldn't let yourself. You wouldn't let another suit wear you unless you were really trying to do them a big ups. But interesting also.
Big ups.
No. We actually don't know what happens when a suit passes away because
None has ever died.
none have ever because we're sort of the
Oh.
opposite of like dog years to human years situation. It's like the opposite where like for it's like you guys are like dog years to us.
Right.
Do you
So-
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's
You're
like, so
like-
it's like I've lived like, for every like
Yeah, how long have you been alive?
200 years that humans live, that's like a year for us.
Wow.
So not.
So how old are you? None.
So I am not quite one yet.
Not even one.
Oh.
So
I'm 75%.
okay. So
Wow.
wow. I've never heard
Years
ages in
old.
percents. This is a whole different thing.
That's
Yeah.
how we measure it in a different way.
Right.
I just have a quick
It's
follow-up
like the Jewish
about-
calendar, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like the Tanooki calendar. Right.
Exactly.
I just have a quick follow-up because
Yes,
I know you
please.
said that in general suits usually live to however percentage is old. But I'm confused because you said that Clyde might be dead. And then you mentioned Babuki might be dead too. So is there like a drug
I
problem
think
in the
she's
suit
wishing
world?
that they were dead.
I'm just wishing
It's something you
that
say.
they would maybe be the first.
it's just something you say like drop dead loser, like it's like that.
Exactly,
You don't mean
right.
it, but you don't know if it's gonna
Yeah.
happen. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I wish
Okay.
that Clyde was wearing Babuki and then
Have you ever
They
had
both just-
relationships with human clothing, like a tuxedo or something like that?
no.
Fancy Tanooki.
I mean, I guess I see where you would have that misconception,
Yeah,
but
right.
you
That was
know,
rude.
regular
Right.
clothes aren't creatures,
Right.
as you know. Otherwise, that
No, I know.
that shirt would be like
I thought maybe some of them
You
might be
know,
creatures. I don't know. It's-
Like a
speaking
fur
to you,
coat
or
or
like have
something?
any of your clothing ever spoke to you.
Well,
all.
MC Hammer had those magic shoes, so I'm not sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think
That's
Usher
true.
has magic shoes too. Do you see that guy dance?
I know. That's
I mean,
true.
you think he has. You don't have any proof.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we know that MC Hammer has magic shoes. We've
Yeah.
seen
Okay,
it.
we've seen it. It's
Yeah,
true.
Hammerman. Remember when they would go Hammer, go? And you had those fly girls. And
Yeah.
What about
Oh,
the
yeah.
mask? Do you have any? Do you remember the mask from the Jim Carrey movie, The Mask?
Oh yeah, like the actual mask.
The Mask. Yeah,
Well, that's sort of a different.
it's a different thing.
It's like there's no real word, I guess, that has been invented to contextualize it, but it's sort of like an in between species. It's not as inanimate as clothing, but wouldn't be considered a creature the same way
that you
I would
right.
or
What do you guys call
would
yourselves? Like in the suit community?
in the suit community?
Yeah.
Suit.
Okay.
So your suits.
Yeah,
Humans, suits.
It's what we are, and as well as our surname.
So are there levels of sentience, like kind of like like laws of robotics? Is it like a scale of like one is like
Nerd
clothes,
alert.
and then like I'm just
Yes.
Hey, I'm very curious about the
I
suit
love
community.
this question. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
It's a
So
great
it's like
opportunity to learn,
Good
Alan.
question.
so it's like clothes, any other inanimate object, right?
Right.
It's like one.
So
or
like this
bread.
podcast
Yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
not
Okay,
alive.
right.
Correct.
Okay.
The podcast as an idea
Okay. This is very complicated.
would be the same as clothes or inanimate objects.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have like the mask.
Well, like
and then
fur
you have
coats. It'd be like fur coats.
No, let her
fur coats
finish
would
this.
still
Snake
be
belts.
that would still just be clothing.
Okay.
There's still just some inanimate. Then the Jim Carrey, the mask, then animals,
Right.
and then creatures like myself and humans.
Then
would be
living
the same.
But you're on the same.
And
as
Jim
us.
Carrey, the person in between humans
Of course.
and
Right.
creatures.
That makes sense.
He's a
That
pet
makes-
detective.
Yeah.
He loves pets.
That makes
And,
sense.
things,
makes
yeah.
Have you ever had any
In
run-ins
between.
with PETA since you're just a fursuit running
Who?
around?
Well,
PETA?
Oh,
you know
Well, no,
what?
I mean, you're still alive, so why would PETA have an issue with you? But
this is absolutely true. Same as the rest of the things I've been saying. PETA started a campaign. When
Against
when,
you.
So I actually did just reprise my role once in Super Mario World 3D.
right.
Do you remember
Super Mario-
that?
yeah.
Or Super Mario Brothers 3D?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember a lot about it because I was drinking a lot at that time. But I
I'm
did
sorry.
reprise my role. Thank you.
What do you
I'm
drink? You
sober
just
now.
pour stuff into your hole.
It just all goes.
Oh,
it's
goes
all
back-
that she's pointing to.
It's an input. It's one input. I
It's
get
one-
it. I get it.
Nothing comes out ever.
No, just
In. Everything goes in
sex,
Wine.
food,
Wine. Food as
anything.
well.
Everything.
Anything goes in the one hole.
I mean, it's kind of convenient. I wouldn't.
It's
mind
like
that.
reverse pooping.
I mean,
Like
I
South
don't
Park.
want
South Park did that.
I don't ever have to poop; it just dissipates into myself.
That's incredible.
But to finish my
sorry.
thought,
Okay, sorry.
PETA did a campaign
Okay.
against myself, or I mean, suits in general. But I was the
What was
The
their?
scape-
What
the
was
main
this?
scapegoat for
scapegoat,
everyone. Yeah. It was chastising Mario for wearing, what people
Wearing
perceived.
fur,
Didn't realize I was
maybe.
a
Right.
creature.
It's a partnership.
in and
It's
of
not him wearing you.
myself.
It's a partnership.
Correct. And they didn't understand. They didn't have that way to contextualize it. So they went after, Mario and everybody and did a campaign saying this is awful. You shouldn't wear a raccoon suit. They even made like a little video game thing that at the end it said some, vulgar language and like give the raccoon back his fur, Mario.
Oh
Wow.
gosh.
No.
So wait, so did you have to speak up and say, "Hey, I'm actually a person,"
Well,
or
I-
sorry, a suitsin?
right.
Just
That's
suit.
I don't mind.
Just
I
suit.
understand that you humans you default to the word person. That's fine. I'm not offended by that. But I didn't, and I'm conflicted about it to this day because I thought maybe I did the wrong thing. Maybe I should have stuck my neck out, and spoken up and said, "Hey, I'm a creature." But I didn't because at that time I was very private and I sort of like to capitalize on the idea that people thought I was raccoon skin and
Like
not
mystery, right,
Not
yeah.
a soul. Right. And then I could kind of do my own thing and operate under the radar and sort of live a private life, you know?
What were you doing before Mario? All the Mario stuff.
So that was the first. I was very young. I had only been,
What, like
born
5%?
a few
10% ago.
percentages,
Yeah, a few percentages ago.
Uh-huh, yep. And that was how. So really a child star, I suppose, if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Like World War One at times. Like,
Oh goodness, that makes Mario hitting on you even more creepy.
It was very weird.
But
You're
you
kinda-
were like,
very
oh, it's
pedophilia.
Mario. You probably like
I was
awestruck a little bit.
so starstruck,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's such a letdown, it's such a disappointment when sort of your heroes turn out to be
Creep.
real
It's gross,
assholes.
yeah.
Now you mentioned Super Mario 3D World, and the big thing in that is the cat suit. There's a cat suit in there. So like, do you know the cat suit? Is that like, how do you feel about that?
Again, I unfortunately that time span of my life is almost a complete
It's a blur.
blackout.
Yeah.
I was really drinking heavily. I was using, and it's actually Jeff Goldblum is the one who really saved me from that world.
Good
I'm
for
glad
him.
we came back to that because I had more questions about
Again,
that.
Go ahead.
he's just a great guy. It seems
He was a
like.
really
Wait, so he got what were
gentleman
you?
and a
He
scholar.
stopped you drinking, or
Yeah, we met at a party, and he was just like,
Hey,
Tanooks.
were you drinking at this party?
you just get your life together.
Yeah, get your life together.
Yeah.
Nukes,
Yeah.
close that
Exactly.
butthole for business.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
that butthole is just
Yeah.
for things should be going out, not in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
butthole.
No,
exactly.
but
You
it,
do a
only
very
goes
good
in.
job.
She
Right.
said.
I know he's saying
Right.
Yeah.
things should be just
Right.
going out.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense that you were with Jeff Goldblum because he has, the fly. Like he's used
Yeah,
to like.
he's connected. Yeah, he's very open-minded in that way.
Yeah,
for
he's like
sure.
very
He's down for
porous.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But didn't work out in the long run for you.
It
guys.
didn't, but it was very amicable.
Still friends?
Still friends. Still, his wife doesn't love that. So I try to be respectful. We communicate here and there, but I want to be respectful of their relationship. I'm in no way still sexually attracted to Jeff, but I just wanted to still be a part of his life in certain ways,
Right.
and
Do you think you'll ever have suits of your own, like kids?
I've
Oh
never.
yeah. How do kids work?
So
I mean, obviously she has a cousin and a brother, so
yeah,
there is some
but it's
system
not
for-
the same. It's actually female suits cannot get pregnant from intercourse. It's similar actually to the way we turn into a statue. You have to just sort of like it's a mental process.
So you
So
just
I
like
think-
think yourself pregnant.
Yep.
Wow.
But do you
And
need
you
another
don't-
suit there? Like, do you both turn into statues and
No.
like look at each other for a while or something?
No, that would be more romantic. That's interesting. I wish
Yeah.
that is how it
I mean, I
was,
feel like
but
eye contact is
unfortunately-
very
It's kind of like a
important
staring
It's
contest
kind
at that
of-
point.
to pregnancy. I mean, were you making eye contact when you?
I don't know.
when you conceived.
I
Or
don't
did
know.
you just think up a penny?
we just thought of my daughter and boom, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so 50s.
I wish I could say that, but it's sort of like a very disconnected, sort of sterile process for us. It's a very solitary process. Yeah, you don't need another suit.
Kind of
You
like
just
sea
kind of
creatures. You just
decide-
kind of just have
yeah,
the kids.
You
Well,
just
that's
kind of
good. You don't-
decide, and
There's no unwanted pregnancies then in that.
It's very
in the,
true.
In the suit
Are
world.
there? Are there? Cause sometimes maybe you're thinking about something else.
Yeah.
And you accidentally.
Like macaroni and cheese and shit, I thought of a
Yeah.
baby
Or if you're thinking
instead.
about Rugrats and then you're like, oh fuck, now I have a kid.
I think it's plausible. And if that has ever happened, the suit has never admitted it. That I've,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
sometimes the way my parents treated me, it sounds like it could be very plausible, but
Wait, so you have two parents though?
I have two parents because one is my parent and then the other, but then they decided to be together.
Like a step parent.
Oh, so
Right.
then once you
Step
devour
suit.
the other, or did the whole?
No, they didn't devour each other.
They're still separate.
It's not, and
Devour each other.
It's not really devouring.
Right.
yeah, I wouldn't know, but I don't mind when humans contextualize things however they need to.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Right.
just
If you
trying to
wanna
put this in a form. I
Put
can
it in a
under-
form
yeah.
you can understand.
Right. Right.
That's fine. Yeah, but I wouldn't even call it step parents, Brian. It's just you just one suit can create a child, but they were together at the time, but just
I got-
one.
oh, I
I
got you.
suppose
Okay.
it's like one. I suppose technically, whatever you want to call it, we share DNA.
Well,
I
so raccoon's your
suppose.
brother, so like maybe one suit has one kid, the
Yeah.
other suit has another kid, and
Now,
that's
can
a family union kind of
male and female suits both think of pregnancy for each other, or just the female suits like humans?
They can. You know what?
So
And
either
it's
species, like seahorses.
correct. Either gender can.
So your gender's kind of, is it? Let me. Okay, this is a very. Is
oh,
it a
please.
choice? Or do you just because it doesn't really matter because like you can both have.
Or do you just go by
kids.
they pronouns?
And
Is
we
that
both have
easier?
like the same holes and stuff.
Yeah.
It really is sort
Pointing,
of
just pointing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your
we
put your
don't
tail
have different
down.
holes.
Okay.
It's just all one hole. It's not a choice, but it's just not as like there's not as many biological differences
Right.
as for humans.
It's not a big
males
deal
and
for you
human
guys.
Females.
It's such a
It's
big
more
deal
a
in
mental.
humans.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
just sort of like a mental.
Can you choose? Like
How
when
you
you're
feel.
little, do you know I'm a lady suit or a
Yeah,
guy
it's
suit?
definitely not a choice. You're born with sort of just the mental brain chemistry of
Are there
either
only
a
two
female
genders,
or
or
a male.
I mean, I'm just projecting human, kind of like.
Yeah.
Is there like a spectrum?
12
Yeah.
different.
No, it's pretty cut and dry. There are homosexual suits.
Yeah,
there
I mean,
are
of course, yeah.
there are bisexual suits. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Are there
Same with you all.
asexual
We're
suits?
not that different than
Do
you.
you
We're
do you
not that
enjoy-
different than you. There are asexual suits. Yes.
How
there
would
are
I
definitely.
tell the gender of a suit by looking at it? Is there a way for me to tell?
You couldn't. You would have to ask,
Okay.
which in our culture is not offensive.
Oh.
We have to identify. We have to.
Yeah.
sort
Can
of
you
declare.
tell when you look at another suit?
No, I mean sometimes I get an idea.
Maybe
you
like
get
how
a feeling.
how wide the shoulders are, or if there's
No,
pads or
it's more
something.
like because we all sort of like physically look pretty similar.
yeah.
So it's more of like when you're talking, you're sort of like, oh, okay.
Maybe there's like an
I think this is a
unnecessary
dude
belt
suit.
on the suit. Maybe
Yeah.
Scarf.
yeah, a scarf.
I'm very
sure.
triggered by scarves.
Do you enjoy the show Suits?
All right, come on. That's not a real question.
Ding.
ding, ding, ding.
Just
Ding,
curious. Maybe they thought it was about them. And
I've never seen it because it
No one
made me
has.
a little bit uncomfortable. The name was
Yeah.
felt too personal.
yeah.
ding. Yeah.
How do you
Okay.
feel about Project Runway?
I do like Project Runway.
They make
Actually, I
suits.
like fashion. I'm interested in fashion
Here's
mostly because it's so foreign to me.
Yeah. So wait. So what's in your future? What are your future plans?
So, I'm taking a little time off right now after I decided sort of having the alcohol problem during the 3D time, and then Jeff was trying to help me get into movies, but there just weren't a lot of roles for suits. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Weren't a lot of roles for
I
suits.
think there was
so,
one Guardians of the Galaxy, and he nailed it. So were you up for that? Were you trying? Or?
That was sort of a time when I was stepping back. So after I kind of was trying to get into movies, there weren't a lot of roles available at that time for suits like me. Then I sort of freelanced in costume shops for a while. I was sort of just,
That's not bad.
doing a little dabbling in that. And ultimately it felt good to just sort of have like a very quote unquote normal, I'm just, acting as a costume, doing like some fun, going to some fun parties here
Yeah.
and there. But then I decided very, very recently, I'm just taking some time off to reevaluate, thinking about going back to the game world. Thinking about, as you said, possibly, maybe now that there has been so much more diversity in Hollywood and there is some room for suits
For
such
more-
as Guardians,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I still have an agent. We're still chatting. I'm not as young as I used to be. Like I said, now that I'm almost 1, so there aren't as many roles for older suits.
I mean,
like me.
there's still a long time for you to get to 1. I think if you're only at 75%.
So how does it work?
right
So
now.
is it percentages? Then you like switch over to ages, or is it like
It's-
parsecs? I don't know how that.
Maybe it's probably 1.5%. I guess
yeah,
it
it's
would
sort of
be.
like if I was 1, I'm 1, and then as soon as
200.
that moment
Yeah.
has passed.
I mean, they reset every year, I think, is what they do.
There's one moment where I can be 1, and then when that moment passes, then you're back into 1, and
Back-
then plus whatever percentage.
Yeah, like
I'm very curious
1.2%.
about how suit mathematics
Yeah,
works
it's
It
totally
just-
different.
it just works,
It's totally
man.
different.
because it's not like Arabic numerals at all.
Right. We had a genie here telling us about Persian stuff
Yeah.
last time. Tanooki, I have a
Yes,
suggestion
Olive.
for you. Have you considered maybe in those mimes who pretend to be statues? I feel like you would be really good at that. You could just statue up for a
Oh, in
little while.
Times Square,
In Times
just
Square,
make
just
some money.
statue up, get a little money, and
It's
then
true.
Maybe
I-
devour some children while you're at it.
Well, I would never devour children,
No.
Brian,
yeah,
because
she
that would be
doesn't devour people.
horrific.
It would be.
I yes and no. I have considered it, but it's exhausting to stay in the statue form
Oh, is
for,
it?
for very long. It's very exhausting, mentally exhausting.
That's like if you
I
have
do
if
remember
that's like if you have
because
an
in the
erection for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Call
Call
a
a doctor. It's
yeah.
like the
Call a
same
doctor.
thing, I
Right.
guess.
Well,
Right?
for her, 4 hours is like not 4 hours, right? That's like according to
seconds,
how long
few
they.
seconds.
No, for her it's like maybe like 6 months or something,
right.
right? Because
Oh,
they live
yeah.
a longer lifespan.
Well, it's funny because in the game though, I felt like it was only for 5 seconds, and it
was
like
quick.
took
No,
back
it was
in.
pretty quick.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
quick, yeah.
The main use was just to become invisible or invincible for a couple seconds. Was
Yep,
that it?
to be invincible to the bad guys.
And
yep.
then you can also kill certain like unkillable things if you're statue Mario and you like do it in midair and drop on them.
Yes.
I mean, I don't mean to suit-splain to you how that
No,
works.
no, that's fine.
Suits plain.
You did it. You were correct, so that's fine.
Yeah. We got to wrap it up. Tanooki.
This is very
awesome.
so illuminating. Like, we
Anything
learned
else
so many
you want to
things.
tell us? Like,
No,
this has been
Is there something
eye-opening.
you want to plug? Because you kind of talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
like a
no,
song
I
or
guess just
something?
like if anyone is listening that has some suit roles,
Yeah.
give my agent Marty a call.
Call
Marty.
Call Marty.
Marty, he just goes by Marty. It's just the one name.
Just look him up.
Jeff introduced me to him.
Okay.
He's very well known in Hollywood. They'll know who I mean when I say Marty.
Okay.
Who's Jeff?
Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum.
Oh, Goldblum.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Stay with
That
me.
makes sense. Sorry.
Jeff, if you're listening, hope you're doing well. Babuki and Raccoon, if you're listening, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you heard it here first. And Mario.
Can
too.
Mario.
Can I
Oh,
ask
and
why
Clyde.
you
And
had
Clyde,
this?
go fuck yourself.
Why you had the split from Babuki and Raccoon? Like, it
I
seems like
feel
there's
like
so
that-
few suits in the world that you guys
I
would
know,
stick together.
It's hard. Well, it's sort of because that actually both of them, if you want to the short and long of it, when we're running out of time here, is just that both of them at different times I caught them impersonating me because I was the more sort of well known of the suits.
Okay.
Oh, that's so rude.
Yes.
I mean, Raccoon is just
or
a
Raccoon as well. Yeah, excuse me.
me.
Raccoon is well known, but
Yeah,
you're the most-
but I had the extra something
Yeah,
of the statue
absolutely.
power.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in
And
your
then
family?
Babuki was just trying to beat me.
Is there anybody called Kabuki in your family?
There is no Kabuki,
Come on, Brian. This is
I'm-
another fake question. I'm going to ring the
but there
bell.
is
Ding, ding, ding.
Just asking. These names seem to kind of similar. Okay. Hey, do you want
Tanooki.
to play a quick game with us?
I would
before you
love
go?
to. Let's
Okay,
do it.
let's do a quick game of Wed Bed Dead. Everybody's favorite game show on a podcast in the entire world. We've just rated.
It's a
And,
great-
Woo,
it's a great
drum
game.
roll. Brrrr.
we have a random number generator, beep, boop, 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 and we'll give you 3 video game characters, and you're going to tell us, we're going to discuss who we're going to wed, bed, or dead. Fuck,
Perfect.
marry, kill. And
Let's do
last episode, we actually had Mario as one of the choices. I would
Oh
imagine
my-
you would have been
interesting.
dead.
Immediately dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but not in this one.
Brian
But,
know
also
that,
killed
Mario.
Mario.
what?
Oh, really?
Brian also killed Mario.
I killed him, yeah.
Yeah.
See, so...
Well, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Oh, you listened to that one already?
Drunk ass fool.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, this is a week has passed since.
Right,
so yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully now we got to put it in the right order. So this is a really diverse group here. Should be interesting, and maybe someone that you might. I think
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Tanooki here might really
Yeah, let's hear it.
like. And here it is. So it's the first choice here from Mortal Kombat 2. Well, technically 1 was the first appearance. Reptile.
Oh,
Oh.
Reptile.
Reptile. Technically he was in the pit, wasn't he? Or that was Ermac, or was it Reptile?
No,
He
that was Reptile in the pit. Okay, wait.
green,
Can
right?
I ask? Is it Reptile when he still looks human,
I don't
or
know.
Reptile when he looks more?
I'm going to
you
say
know,
current disgusting lizard reptile.
So lizard Reptile. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like a lizard ninja.
Let's
if
go with
you're-
that
Got
one
it.
versus
Oh, okay.
boring human.
And he spits
ninja.
acid and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
green. So I figure
Sounds
it's
sexy.
animal. Yeah, I figure
Yeah.
you may dig that.
All right.
The next one is a guy with an animal name, but he's not an animal. It's M. Bison
Okay.
from Street Fighter
All right,
2,
all
the
right,
villain,
all right.
the main villain
Yep.
of the Shadowloo Empire, right,
Mm-hmm.
Calvin? M. Bison. And another Street Fighter we have here, which is crazy. Another
Yes,
Street
that's
Fighter.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
I see
Laura.
what
Oh.
Laura from Street Fighter.
Huh.
Who's like super hot.
Let's
She's a
let's,
super hot Street
I-
Fighter. So this should be an interesting one.
So we got
one's-
Reptile, M. Bison,
Yep.
and Laura.
And
Yes.
Laura does. She's got this energy thing. She has a
Okay.
super low cut, almost
Okay.
nothing. Why even bother wearing
Okay.
the shirt outfit type of thing?
Okay.
Like most Street Fighter.
I don't think that really
females.
means anything to Tanooki.
Well, I'm just letting her know who she
Yeah.
is.
I
you know,
appre- no,
just
I
in case
appreciate- I appreciate the
yeah,
context.
she may
Yeah, sure.
be interested. So yeah, Tanooki, if you want to go first.
I mean, well, I'm sexually attracted to male creatures and humans.
Even
But
Reptile.
I don't want to. Well, I guess I assume is Reptile a man.
So this
okay,
is
yeah.
Reptile is a man.
Laura's
Yeah.
cute. Laura's cute.
What's
Reptile.
Laura's background here? Let's
She's Brazilian and I think
Ooh.
some
Yeah.
part Japanese. Well, that's a much more.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
yeah, it looks like she's got implants.
yes.
I mean, either way.
I guess I hate. Well, I hate to kill anybody
Mm-hmm.
or anything, but especially another woman. So I definitely wouldn't. Maybe I would marry Laura for the companionship.
Okay.
Have you been warned by a woman before?
I have not been warned. Oh, you mean? I'm so sorry, Brian, that I kicked your knee.
Sorry, your tail's going crazy.
yeah.
It's all right.
I have, yes. But if
Yes.
you're asking, no, I've never had sexual relations.
No, I was
Nothing
asking
has
Warren.
entered
Right.
my hole.
Right. Okay.
So Peach has never been
A
like
woman has never entered my hole.
Right.
Peach has never snuck into the closet and like
No.
put
No.
you on.
No,
Okay.
no. Oh well, yeah,
Oh.
but I have been warned by it.
You have
Yeah, I
been
feel like
warned.
she gets
Okay.
tired of
not-
the dress, and she's
Oh,
like,
that
hey,
little
Not,
kid
no women have
Halloween
entered
party.
my hole. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I would marry Laura for the companionship. She seems fun.
Yeah.
She likes meat.
Does she?
Like not a euphemism. She loves red meat.
What's her backstory?
I
What's her
also-
backstory?
So
also
she
love
is
meat in my
Brazilian and part Japanese. She's Brazilian, part
That's how I
Japanese.
ingest it. Calvin.
Yeah. It's the only way. It's not funny, Calvin. It's the only way she can get her nutrients.
Calvin's very immature. You know.
I'm sorry. I'm learning
Especially-
so much
This
about
is just
this.
my life, Calvin.
know.
Like this is
The
just
life of a
my
suit.
biology.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I really should know
You
better.
should
I
be
went to
comfortable-
Wesleyan. I should be way more sensitive.
Yeah, you should.
I'd probably maybe I'd fuck M Bison
Bed.
or
We
bed.
want-
Maybe
it's
I'd
trademark.
bed.
We're
Maybe
trademark.
I'd bed M Bison.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wed Laura, bed M Bison. I like a bad guy. And
He does have a
then-
cape. He does have
and
a
then
cape,
Yeah.
and he's
He
very.
wears a
I'm
cape.
into that.
Okay.
And that's sexual. And then I'd probably
Dead.
wed dead reptile.
So
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna keep Reptile around for some reason. I know he's kind of
Really?
gross, but he's
Well, Reptile's dangerous, and he has that acid spit. I mean,
and Bison's got a psycho crusher.
yeah, but what if Reptile accidentally
Yeah,
drools
that's,
on you in
nicer
bed?
in the bedroom.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not necessarily sexually attracted to reptiles. That's one species
I don't think anybody
haven't
is. That
dabbled
poor guy.
in. So.
Poor guy. No one is. I don't think.
Let's stick with
Yeah,
mammals.
it's
you know.
true.
Yeah. All right.
And in Bison, you could scissor with him.
Exactly.
He's got a scissor kick. He's got a scissor
That
knee
scissoring
kick.
does nothing for Tanooki.
Right,
Yeah.
but he could put his cape in my hole or something.
Right. Yeah.
Well, he like spins through the air like a corkscrew.
Right.
Oh, that's
So-
perfect.
Oh yeah,
That might
yeah.
be perfect.
could-
Perfect.
That could
Yeah.
sort of work out.
I don't know if he's
That's
a 4 or an
perfect.
8 if he fits in there, but he may. We'll see what parts of him
That's not the
fit.
size of my hole, Brian. That's
It's
the
just-
size of
Oh,
that
the
I
hole.
fit
The
on.
hole's like
Between-
whatever.
The holes, yes.
You know,
Well, the
like
holes
wood,
are-
like
Brian,
dress
you know how
sizes
holes
between
work,
4 and 8.
Right. I got you.
Brian, have you had sex before?
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I thought of it and it just happened. Right? Just like a Tanooki suit. Calvin, who would you Webba did?
this is actually really hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're all fighters.
I know.
All fighters in this one.
I would have to dead reptile. I'm very sorry, and because I agree. Like I don't know, lizards are just they don't do it for me.
Right?
And then
Nothing sexy
if you were
about a
like
lizard.
soft and had a tail, I'd be okay with it. But like
Sure.
a hard reptile tail hitting me in bed, no,
It's a lot.
It is. You can't really take him places because again, he just spits everywhere.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he would always go invisible on me if we were in a fight.
That's what I
like,
was gonna say. What
Is
if
he
he goes
evil?
invisible and like
He's
he's
evil,
evil?
yeah,
What if
he's-
he's sneaking around on you? Like he's like, what are you up to? He's invisible. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah,
what's-
that's a problem.
Exactly. He won't let me do me, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So
So bye bye reptile. Sorry.
yeah, this got Ricky Lake for no reason. Not to do me. So I would definitely dead reptile.
Okay.
Oh, it's so hard. I guess I would.
Listeners, Calvin is gay. Remember this.
Yes, but that's also hard. Okay, because
Yeah, that's why it's hard.
theoretically, I would bet him Bison, but he's so evil, and I feel like he's kind of racist.
You never had sex with an evil guy.
And like, I just don't know if I.
You
can
must
sleep
have had
with
sex with one evil dude in your life.
I mean,
so
I've definitely had sex with at least one racist.
Okay,
But
far. There you go.
I just, but he treats his employees pretty well, so I'm
There you
kind of
go.
like, okay, you know what? Okay, I would bet him Bison,
Okay.
There you go.
even though I feel like he wouldn't care about my needs in bed, so that kind of sucks. But okay, and then I would marry Laura because Laura would be a protector.
Yeah.
She would hold it down.
Okay.
She would hold me down.
Oh, probably. Yeah. do you want to go next, Olive?
Yes. I feel like this one's not too complicated, right? 'Cause
Okay. Let's see.
I feel like you got to kill reptile because you're not gonna have sex with a gross reptile that spits and everything, unless you know
No
there's people.
offense to any reptiles listening.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so to any. I mean, I know that all governments on the earth are ruled by reptilians. I know that's a thing. I know we can't get into it right now because we don't have
Yeah.
enough time.
That's a different
Wrong
podcast.
That's a different podcast. But I'm just not into like reptiles.
Okay.
You know, so I would probably I'm gonna have to kill him.
All right.
And then I feel like the rest of it is an easy choice for me, right? I'm gonna bed Laura because I'm boring straight guy.
Yep.
She sort of bed her, And then I'm going to marry M. Bison because he is wealthy. He's like a dictator. You know what I mean? I'll be like Imelda Marcos to him. You know?
You'll be like Melania.
Yeah. I'll be like Melania or one of those. I'll be like a kept.
Melania Bison.
Yeah. I'll be like
That's the M stands for.
I'll be like a kept wife for M. Bison. You know, I'll have a lot of nice clothing and whatever. And
It would all be in like red.
yeah, I mean, I look
You like
good
red?
in the crimson red or whatever. You know?
Actually, I could see you.
Yeah.
You could pull off red.
Yeah, and then I mean, I feel like I would, he'd protect me obviously because he's a dictator and a ruler.
You guys always get on me about that.
Well, I mean, I'm only barely 5'6", so I could use that, and he's rich. I always go for the
You
money
do. You
when I
do.
get
Yeah.
married. So I could go do comedy or whatever. He wouldn't bother me because he's busy.
See, my only concern is though you'd have to not piss him off because he also kills people.
You couldn't do jokes about your husband.
I'm so listen.
You'd find out and he wouldn't laugh.
No, I would charm him. I'm pretty charming. Listeners, am I charming?
I don't know.
Email us, tweet us. How charming am I? But that's my choices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now again, we can't have sex with a person if we marry them. Is that
Yeah.
what we're sticking with?
You kind of move past the exciting sex part, so it's
Yeah.
like boring sex.
Here's what I'm gonna
It's
do.
gotta be like
guys.
missionary or like I ate a burrito.
It's like whatever.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
I ate a burrito. Oh, like you don't have sex because you ate a burrito?
Yeah,
Or you only have sex after eating burritos? What-
Oh god,
Either
that'd be
way.
even worse. Could you imagine?
Wait, either way, it sounds like an awesome life.
right.
Yeah, for one of you.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going. I mean, you kind of all said it, but I think you're too chicken shit to actually do it. I'm going to dead M. Bison because how evil this guy is. He's evil. He's mean to a lot of people. He's killed parents of people. Right? He killed Chun-Li's dad.
Oh yeah.
But
that was just Tuesday.
I don't know, man. He just seems really.
But he would protect you, though.
He tries to take over the world. He's one of those guys. I just think it's just too much to deal with. So he's got to go.
Oh, wow.
He's got to go.
Now you're in a tough spot.
Now I'm in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Which I've been debating the whole time. I understand. So am I going to marry a reptile? Am I going to marry hot Laura? Am I going to, I'm going to have to marry a reptile in this situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's as bad as marrying a bison because I'm marrying a reptile. It's like, look, I got this creature here, but I think he kind of keeps to himself.
Why would you think that?
Yeah.
He's a lizard. He seems miserable. I gotta stay to myself today. All right,
You got to hang
fine.
out with him every day of your
You
life.
don't have to hang out.
Yeah,
He'll probably
I don't hang out with my wife all the time.
I mean, you have to sleep in the same bed with
So
the
in the
reptile.
same bed. We'll get a big bed. Maybe he can be invisible while he sleeps. I won't even know he's there. I'll
Yeah,
probably
you
hear
will know because you hear.
I might hear him
acid
breathe.
Again.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if your legs rub together in the bed?
Oh my god, yeah.
That would
Would you
be
have him
so-
like declawed?
No, because of the protection thing. I would need that still, and he can definitely fight a lot of people for
And
me.
if you have to kiss him, his saliva
I don't
is all
have to.
acidic.
I don't kiss my wife every day. No, I do. You know what I mean? Like I just. Look,
I'm not a homo. I don't kiss my wife.
no, look, M. Bison's got to go, and this is how it's got to be. And
These are
Laura,
some terrible choices.
no, it's not. Listeners,
Yeah,
if you agree, the M. Bison's got to go. Reptile is fine, and Laura, I'm gonna have a good time bedding her a couple times,
Once.
Yeah, I was
Once.
gonna
a couple
say.
times
One night.
over the course of
One
one
night.
night, hopefully.
All right.
that's always my goal. Let's do it. Let's try it.
Brian
there's
has
only
a lot
one-
of stamina,
Let's try
guys.
it. I know. Let's try it a few times. We'll start early and late. You know what I mean? We'll just see what we can do over one core. But I think this is the way it's got to go.
That
This is
sex
real
works for you.
Real no, start. If it's only overnight, we'll start at like 8 p.m. Take a little break, and then do it again at 12. Take a little break.
Have a burrito.
Yeah, have a burrito. Then she's got to go at like 6. Let's say one more time at 5 a.m. And she'll be like, fine.
Have another burrito.
breakfast burrito. We'll go to Taco Bell.
Burrito.
Oh my god.
Why would
You
you
know?
go to Taco Bell for your breakfast?
Breakfast burrito. So
This is
anyway,
the worst lay of Laura's life.
no, she's
Taco
fine with
Bell.
it. She's fine with it. Guys,
She's fine with it.
listeners, we need your input on this one. We need to let who's right in this situation. I think I am.
How was your
obviously.
night with Brian? I'm fine with it.
Hey, that's better than some. Right? It's not a bad review on Yelp. Fine. You want to go to this restaurant? I'm fine with it. I'll do it again. It's okay. So we need your input, listeners.
Brian.
Let us know
Oh my gosh.
who you would wed bed in the situation. So hey, Tanooki, thanks again.
Thank you so much.
This has
for
been
having
awesome.
me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sort of speak some of my truth.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
been.
no. And thank you for educating us about.
Yeah.
Margot's
Again,
a real
politics.
shithead. It
Yeah,
seems
he's
like.
I was
real
hoping
thing.
maybe you could introduce me to the boot.
Yes.
Oh,
'Cause I've always
I
been-
love that
I
Karibo
can.
shoe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm really into it.
Yep.
Mario
and
3.
she's single, so.
Oh my
Hey.
god, and a she.
And
It's
a she.
perfect.
Yeah.
We should add that to the list, maybe
Yeah.
the random number.
Maybe we can get her on the show even.
Mario 3 has so many like things that people skip because of those great warps, the warp
Right.
whistle.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of goodness, a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff to
Take
find in
your
that,
time.
that
Don't
game.
I
go
was that
through
person
so
where
fast.
I
Don't
was-
be warping your way through life.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back and revisit the game.
I mean, I have. I've
history.
done it, but yeah, I love
my
getting
God.
the Hammer Brothers.
But Tanooki
suit.
gets residuals every time you play. Every time you use the suit, right? You get paid.
Is that how that works?
Played. Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
Hammer Bro
Oh, you
on
get
level
paid.
World 7? You don't get it till
Yeah,
7?
7. Yeah, I remember because I was a crazy person. So my
So rare.
dad's boss gave me a Nintendo. It was a Nintendo Power Guide, but
Was
it was
he-
all just the Super Mario Brothers 3
Was
stuff.
he M. Bison? He's nice to his employees, apparently. That's why you
No, it
want to
was
fuck him.
not. Although my dad would have been a great registered nurse for M. Bison. Killed it. But yeah, so she gave it to me and I had the book and I remember like I beat every single level in that game and I got all the
Yeah.
treasure. You know, you can like turn the Hammer's into treasure ships. Did all that too.
Good
I
stuff.
beat the hell out of every part of that game.
We all have. It's a great game. You are one of the best
Wonderful.
games of all time. So congrats
Seriously.
to you.
So much.
Thank you very much,
Congrats.
Tanooki.
So much, you guys.
Guys,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. Tell your friends, and we will tell your friends about the podcast, obviously. That's what I'm
Yes.
talking about. And Tanooki, that she's still alive and doing well.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a
Tell
website
everyone.
or something that you want to plug?
Yeah, it's TanookiSuit.edu.
There you go.
Oh yeah, like
It's a little
it's like
cheaper.
yeah,
I get it.
The EDUs are cheaper.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right, guys.
everybody.
We'll talk to you next week. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Stone up.
Nukes.